given, jokes will be told, and things will get real. My name is Willis Cooks, and I'm your host. But understand this show is not meant to be used as a substitute for a relationship with a licensed mental health professional. Enjoy the show, y'all. All right, good folks. All right, good folks. All right, good folks. Good ladies, good gentlemen, good ladies, good people, good news radio, good news land, all that good news shit. Thank y'all, everybody, for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of Chill World Radio here on this lovely, brisk, and cold Tuesday morning. It is that time of the year. It is about to be cold as fuck in the studio, y'all. Super cold in the studio. Me and Keith probably the only ones that really understand how cold it be in this bitch in the morning. Like, cold. Like, you better come in with your gloves. I got the heater on. I got the heater on over there because it's still cold. My hands are still cold. My arms are good, but fingertips a little frosted. But anyway, I got a special announcement. Is all not as always, but again, and I'm gonna say it probably every day. Again, Chill World Live Radio audience live radio. Chill World Radio live audience show November 28th, 5 days away on Sunday at Industry Cafe. If you are familiar with the studio, it is literally around the corner. Show starts at 5. Doors open up at 4 o'clock. $5 for the cause. Those who support black things, just because it's a black thing, we doing black business at a black show, black restaurant, black food, doing black things, doing great things. You get what I'm saying? So Industry Cafe, Sunday, November 28th, Chill World live audience, the first live audience show, not just live on here on the radio like I always am, but the show is live in front of people. I will be on the stage. Tia will be on the stage. Tia got the stage experience, I would like to say. She got the stage experience. She got a little singing background. So this territory isn't anything unfamiliar to her. So she's going to be the one I lean on to curb my nervousness. But it's all good. I get up there and produce. That's all it is. That's what I like to do. Right? Kind of function in the midst of the chaos, function in the midst of the nervousness, right? I believe that's where I kind of operate my best sometimes, especially when I don't overthink shit. See, when I start to overthink things, that's when shit goes left. That's when things get all the way bad. And that's for like a lot of folks, right? When you overthink anything, you start to think about what you're going to say and how you're going to do this speech and try to come up with every single line and try to say it, how you said it in your head. And when it doesn't go right, you kind of begin to curve. You kind of begin to feel bad. Your anxiety begins to get worse. And a lot of things begin to start going on when it doesn't go the way that you initially planned it to go. But that's not how life is. Shit just got to go. Right? You just got to go with the flow. Things are going to go the way they're supposed to go, not necessarily the way you want them to go. And when they go opposite direction, when they go right, when you wanted it to go left, you just have to fuck it, go right. And whatever's next door to it, whatever's on that path, then hey, you just got to go on that path and go with the flow. Right? That's the same thing with life. That's the same with the show. That's the same with fucking skydiving. That's the same with pretty much anything in this world. Go with the flow, do what you can do. Don't worry about what you can't do. Do what you can do and focus on that. Obviously, that right there's a little tidbit into the show, but I hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing great. I'm excited for the show coming up. I know Tia's excited for the show coming up. We're going to make it work. So come through, come support, come and come enjoy ourselves, right? Sunday, November 28th, Industry Cafe. Doors open at 4 p.m. The show starts at 5 p.m. You got some Ethiopian food there. It's going to be some live music there afterwards. We're going to do what we can to make sure we give y'all the best show we possibly could be. See y'all there. Now that all that shit is out the way, for the meat of what we talking about today, right? The biggest thing, and for those who know me, especially like my clients in therapy and in the group sessions, I am extremely big on focusing on the things that you can control and saying fuck it toward the things that you can't control, right? I'm extremely big on focusing on the things that you can control and saying fuck it towards the things that you can't control. Extremely big on that. I believe when it comes to mental health, when it comes to depression, anxiety, any sorts of challenges within your life, any sorts of stress or triggers or whatever it is, if you focus on those small things that you actually can control, things will immediately begin to get better, right? If you focus on those things. Now, just because you focus on things that you can't control doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Just because you focus on things you can't control doesn't mean things are going to automatically improve. Just because you focus on things that you can't control doesn't mean certain negative things are automatically going to stop. Right? Just as we work our way into bad shit, just as we work our way into bad habits, see, bad habits aren't just born, right? They're created through bad habits that have been done consistently for X amount of time. And that's the same thing with good habits and good things. Just because you do a good thing one time, that doesn't mean it's just going to get fixed. That's one time, big homie. Like, that's one time, right? That's one time. You promoted your little business one time and you think somebody going to come buy something for you, right? You went ahead and did this coping skill one time and you think that shit is going to work for you. You think that's it, right? You went to therapy one time and you think, oh, I'm good, buddy. You told the truth one time and you thought you was a truthful person. What the fuck? It doesn't happen like that, right? So one of the things I want to look at, first things I want to look at when we look at focusing on the things that you can control what you can control. You need to understand a few things when it comes to the things that you can't control. Anything outside of you can't control. Anything outside of you cannot control. Say it again. Anything outside of you cannot control. That person on the corner that's getting on your nerves, you cannot control. That coworker that isn't carrying their weight, that's not doing their job, and they were supposed to be and get fired some years ago, actually, because they've been doing this shit for a while. You cannot control them. Your girlfriend that is annoying, that doesn't know how to cook, that doesn't know how to do XYZ in the bed, that's just talking your ears off. You cannot control the person that's in front of you. You also cannot control your environment. You can't control if you live in the hood and shit go down. You can't control if you're the only black person in the neighborhood and you get looked at weird by the police, or you get looked at weird by your neighbors, right? You can't control that you getting profiled when you're the only black person living in the city. You can't control that, right? You can't control the energy within people around you. You cannot control what people think of you. You cannot control how people see you, right? Because it is some really great people out here on this planet, but somehow, some way, some people really decide to find something negative about that great person. I don't know how, I don't know why. Well, I kind of do, but it's what they do. No matter how great you are, somebody will always find that one darkness within your past, right? No matter how consistently great you've been for the past few years, for the entirety of your friendship, you fuck up one time, friendship is over, right? You can't control that. Yes, you make mistakes. Yes, you do things you can't control. You can't control what happens to you. You can't control if a person hits you. You can't control if a person curses you out. Because I've been cursed out for no reasons at all, because of where I work, and I work with psych folks, but I've been cursed out just for being there, right? I've been cursed out just for being there. I've never actually been attacked in the psych hospital. I'm good with that, but I've been cursed out just for being there, right? You can't control what happens to you now. You may influence it, right? You may influence the things that happen to you. You may influence the things that happen around you. You may influence and manifest certain things, but is that control? No. Just because you influence things, just because you manifest things, that does not mean you have control over the situation, right? Just because you influence things, just because you manifest things, that doesn't mean you have control over the situation. That means at that specific time, things went your way. That's it. At that specific time, things go your way, because you could be doing that exact same thing 10 days from now. Tomorrow, it's not going to go down the way you think it's going to go down, right? You could study the exact same way for this test and then get an A on this test, and study the exact same way for the next test and get an F. Everything is different. Everything requires different amount of energy. Everything requires a different amount of attention. Just because it requires those things does not mean it's going to force the situation to go in the direction that you want it to go. You can influence it. You could manifest certain things, but controlling shit, nah. Controlling anything on the outside of you, you cannot control. And that is, when it comes to controlling the things that you can control, that's the first thing we have to look at, and that's the first thing we have to understand. Anything outside of Willis, anything outside of you, you will not be able to control. You cannot control if Whoop Whoop up the street is batshit crazy. Let that person be crazy. You get what I'm saying? Let the people who choose to walk in shit, let them walk in shit. It is not your responsibility to help them out of it. You decided to take the choice. You decided to make a choice. You decided to take that action. That is the choice that you did, right? But it is not our responsibility to help that person get out of their things. Okay? So anything external, anything outside of you, you cannot control. So that means everything inside of you, you can. Right? Everything inside of Willis, I can. When it comes to my thoughts, when it comes to my emotions, when it comes to how I feel about certain things, I have control over it. Because it's my shit. Right? I have control over it because it's my things. Now, does that mean that you having control over it is just the easiest thing? Oh, I want to be happy. Boom, I'm happy. It does not work like that. It doesn't. I want to stop having negative thoughts. Boom. It does not work like that. We're not machines. We're not something that you could just cut the light switch on and off. It does not happen like that. But the way it does happen is if you make a consistent effort to change the way your mind and your body reacts to certain things. The only way you're doing that is by consistently doing something that benefits you, right? So when it comes to thoughts and you want to stop thinking negative, you have to consistently think positive. You have to consistently try to find the good thing in that negative shit. Is it going to work immediately? Hell no. Is it going to work the next few days? Probably not. If you do it consistently for a month, it'll work. If you do it consistently for 2 months, it'll work. If you do it consistently for 3 months, it's just going to be you. Right? In order for you to change, in order for you to become a better person, in order for you to become a much more positive thinker or a much more critical thinker, you have to change the way you think. And you have to understand that this takes time. This takes effort. This takes days, weeks, sometimes months, right? Because that negative thing that's in the system right now, it's just not going to get out just because you told it to, right? Those negative thoughts ain't just going to leave just because you told it to, right? Those feeling of anxiety or that feeling of low self-esteem or that feeling of unhappiness isn't just going to leave just because the way you told it to. Just because you said, I don't want to be unhappy anymore. And I want to be at peace. And blah, blah, I don't want to be angry. It's not going to work like that. Right? You have to make the conscious decision within yourself to do the things within you that's going to cause you to have full control over things, to cause you to have a better outlook on stuff, right? When it comes to those thoughts, if you're a person who wants to not react towards certain things, you have to practice towards thinking about stuff before you move. You have to practice taking a step back. You have to practice fucking letting things go, right? Letting things go. You have to look at certain things and ask yourself, what do you want to get mad at? What is it out there that you believe it's okay to get mad at? Pick and choose, right? Because you have the choice to decide where your energy goes. You have the choice to decide what you get mad at. You do. It may not feel like it sometimes, because sometimes we just go, but that's just the habit though. That's not you. That's just the habit that you've acquired. You've acquired that habit to just go. Those people who are able to take a step back and just think, they've been doing that for a while. I'm able to take a step, sometimes, not all the time, but a good 90% of the time, I'm able to take a step back and just think about things before I really react. I'm a calm person. I don't really pop off as much. I don't, right? Because I take that step back. You have to think about things. You have to learn how to respond versus react. Learn how to respond, not to react. But this stuff is going to take a minute. You're not just going to wake up and be like, I want to feel happy. It's not going to happen like that. But what happens inside of you, how you are thinking, what you are feeling, what you are doing, it's in your full control. If you are depressed and you want to get out of that depression, do things that's going to cause you to not be depressed. That doesn't mean you're going to automatically be good. It means you're working towards doing it. See, your body is going to always go back to that point that's comfortable, right? That homeostasis, that equal playing field. Your mind is going to go back to that comfortable spot. So if that comfortable place is a depressed place, your mind and your body is going to want to fight you and go back to it as much as it can. But you have to fight yourself to get out of that. If that comfortable place is a depressed place, your mind and your body will want to go back to it all of the time, but you're going to have to fight yourself to get out of it. Eventually, you're going to start to win that fight. Eventually, that fight's going to become easier. Eventually, you're not even going to be thinking about that. Eventually, that comfortable, depressed place is going to become that uncomfortable, depressed place. But it takes time. It takes effort. It takes you understanding that ain't shit overnight. And it takes you understanding that you have control over how you feel, how you think, where you go, what you do. You don't have control over what happens outside of you. You may influence it to a certain extent, but control, no. All right? So, again, live audience show, 5 days away, November 28th, Tuesday at Industry Cafe, up the street from the studio. Show starts at 5 p.m. Doors open at 4 p.m. $5 for the cause. Come through, come check us out. It's the live audience show, y'all. Just come support. Show ain't gonna last nothing about 45 minutes to an hour. 45 minutes of your life. Come through, say a hi, do what you gotta do, and pop up. It'll be fun, it'll be good. It'll be great. All right, so all those folks who are listening, tuning in, and all that good shit, get looking. As always, y'all understand, ain't no wealth without your mental health. So please stay blessed. Take care of yourself. Be great, y'all. Peace.